You're listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
Hello and welcome to the Headlock Talkover podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. I am Jeremy, nickname TBC. He is Jack the Seer. How are you, Jack?
Fine.
Good. You got a present for me, I believe, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? What you got for me?
Tenable.
Oh, revenge for last week.
Right. You've got head for numbers and stats.
Kind of,
and,
yeah.
And figures. So I'm worried it's too easy for you.
All right.
Because I feel like... Hang on, let me try and figure out how to word it. I would like you... I don't need to explain the rules of Tenable to you, do I?
No, I'm good.
Top 10 wrestlers who have spent the longest time in a single Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
I tried to get it, so I know you'll know it, but you're going to get really frustrated doing it.
So we're talking the longest Ironman performances?
Yes.
Essentially?
Yes.
Okay. Have you picked both genders, or is this only male?
Top 10 wrestlers.
Wrestlers. Good. Okay. Let's go for who I'm pretty sure is number one. Gunther.
Gunther is number one.
Perfect. We're not counting the greatest Royal Rumble, are we?
What's that?
The one Braun won in Saudi Arabia.
Taking the piss.
Oh,
Yeah,
good,
no.
good. Good, because otherwise Daniel Bryan would be on that list. He might still be, but he would definitely be on that list for the greatest Royal Rumble. Rey Mysterio.
Number 4.
Oh, God, there's two in between him and fucking... oh, no. Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley is number 7.
Oh, okay. I knew she had roughly an hour.
61 minutes and 8 seconds.
Oh, God. Number 7's over an hour.
I'll give you a clue here. 9 of them are over an hour.
Okay. I'm pretty confident I'm going to crash
That's not
out
a hill
here.
you want to die on, yeah.
No. I'm pretty confident I'm going to crash out here because, wow. Chris Benoit.
Number 5.
Okay. We're rolling. So I have 1, 4, 5, and 7, yes?
Yes.
Ric Flair.
That's your first life.
Oh, fuck. I thought 1992 he might have been in there.
Nope.
Edge.
That is your second strike.
Piss. He won a Royal Rumble from number 1. How was he not on that list?
Like I said, all of them but one are under over an hour.
Yeah. Mind you, it was the 2021 Rumble, which was the only one during COVID, so it might have just been short.
Get it over quick.
Oh no, you're making me question everything. This is what it feels like.
Horrible, isn't it?
It's terrible. Ooh. Who's won it from like an early number? I'm going to crash out so early if I get a third one wrong now as well. The pressure's really on, and I've got a name in mind. Oh, tits, I just don't know.
I'm going to give you a clue, and it's the same clue that you gave me that drove me mad.
Oh, no.
We've covered a Rumble where this wrestler broke the record, or set the record on the air.
Oh, okay. That gives me an idea.
And if you want another clue, it was shit.
Is it Bob Backlund?
It is Bob
Bob
Backlund.
Backlund. Where's he fall on the list?
61 minutes and 10 seconds. 1993.
Insane. Most of them are over an hour. So I think they had a really long run. I'm questioning how long the Rumble match was.
Who won from an early number?
So many people. Don't give me any more than that.
Hmm.
Don't you dare. It's an early Rumble. It can't have been that long. Shawn Michaels.
That's your final
Oh,
strike.
for fuck's sake.
Keep going.
He won from an early number.
Yeah.
Who else did? I can think of one other person who won from an early number, and I'm really not sure if it's going to be them or not. But I also have one in mind who didn't win and was in the match for pretty much all of it. But which do I choose?
Oh my god.
All right, Keith Lee.
I can't do it. I tried to subtly do it.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
There's a couple you're going to absolutely kick yourself.
I'm sure I will. Hold on. There was a 40-man Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who won it.
Yeah.
I don't know what number he fucking came out at.
Don't think too much into that one. I'll just tell you now.
Yeah, but I also don't know who was the Ironman in that particular Rumble. Ooh, he was in it for a while. Did he pass an hour in that Rumble? Fuck it. You didn't win, but he lasted a fucking long time. They made a big deal out of it. Hail Mary. Finn Balor.
No.
Fuck!
That's 4 strikes.
Okay, so the other ones I had in mind. Roman Reigns.
Yeah, number 10.
Fuck. That was 2016, I'm assuming, when he didn't win because he was defending his championship. I'm questioning it now that Roman's number 10, but I had Bailey on my list.
Number 2.
Fuck!
Fuck.
Who else did I have in mind?
So you got number 3, number 8, and number 9.
So I'm also thinking of people who had a really long, run in the Rumble.
One of these is really surprising.
I'm sure it is. Is Punk on there?
Nope.
I was thinking the 2011 one, he had the whole... I think it was...
Oh, the Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, I think he was just wrapping that up.
Yeah, when was it? That was the Rumble where Booker T and Kevin Nash came back, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, the one that Del Rio won.
That was the 40-man.
Yeah, 40-man 2011. I know that much.
2011?
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
That was a long time. I don't think I'd be able to think of any more. Who am I missing?
Number 9 was Chris Jericho.
Jericho, went into my mind a couple of times. I should have guessed, really, because I think he still has the record for cumulative time.
I nearly went for that one.
Yeah.
But I thought this one might be better.
Yeah, this is easier than that would have been. Yeah.
Number 8 is Triple H.
Which year?
2006.
Bloody hell, okay. Would never have guessed that.
And number 3 is the most surprising. I had to go, Naomi.
Was that when she returned?
Last year.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I would never have even thought she was the Iron Woman in that match.
Well, ridiculous. Naomi was in there for 62 minutes, 18 seconds, and Bailey was 63 minutes and 3 seconds.
And they were number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, okay. Fair enough. You've got me. You've absolutely made me look a fool.
I feel a lot better about my performance last week now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm embarrassed. But we'll continue on. What we are going to do next is our Elimination Chamber predictions. Now, this may tie into some new stuff, but we have a whopping Triple H era 4 matches to predict.
My God.
Only
I
4.
wonder if there'll be a night 2.
Yeah, and one of them's real weird, and we'll start with that one. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
I don't know.
I think Tiffany or Trish is pinning Candice, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's a bizarre matchup.
What year is this?
I know.
Why is Trish Stratus in there?
Yeah, but you've got the 27-year-old Tiffany Stratton and the 45-year-old Trish Stratus.
Is she 45?
I'm guessing. That's a complete guess. I think she's still in her 40s, though.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Double T, Tiff and Trish.
Yeah. T and T.
Especially in Canada, actually. It's in Toronto.
Do you reckon Trish turns heel on Tiffy?
Nah, well, yeah, but they won't do anything with it. They'll just do it to feed her to Charlotte.
Oh. Yeah. I forgot about Charlotte.
I believe Trish is the only Canadian out of the four of them, right? I don't think Candice is Canadian.
I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I can comfortably say it's going to be Tiffany and Trish.
In fact, yeah, she might be one of 3 Canadians. Oh my God, 2. I just looked at the match underneath. They're both very Canadian.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Let's go on to that next, actually. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. This is going to be the main roster equivalent of Gargano versus Ciampa at NXT.
This will be... Because they're going to do a match, I think, that they've been doing on the indies for a long, long, long time. As like Steen and Generico, like going back to sort of Ring of Honor days. If they can pull off that level of intensity, I think it should be, especially in Canada, I think it'll be a hell of a match.
That will be match of the night. I can almost guarantee it now. In Canada, with those two and the history they've got and how they're willing to do the most insane spots for our entertainment, there could be spots where the mat gets pulled up, it's concrete or on the floor. Yeah, they could, if it was the main event, they could tear up the ring, but it won't be main event.
I reckon a really infamous spot they did in Ring of Honor was like a mad ladder bridge, and they called him Steen then because Owens did a package pile driver on him from the top of this ladder, like through another ladder into some tables. It's mental.
Jesus Christ.
I reckon that's where they're going with it.
Yeah, what they'll exactly do, we shall see, but it's going to be that level of fucking insane.
Who's going over?
I'm thinking Kevin.
Yeah.
He needs the win, really.
Just come off a loss to Cody.
A few losses to Cody, really.
Needs it.
He needs it, and he's got a he needs that threat of actually winning. Like, he'll beat the hell out of you, but he ain't winning the match. That's how it's going at the moment.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, before we continue, though, can we take a moment to talk about the insane losing streak that Finn Balor's on? Name me a feud he's won. He hasn't in years.
It's because he's too good. He's too good at making people look good.
Yeah, I mean, he's been torn apart by Damian Priest. He was beaten by Roman back in, I think it was 2022.
Was that the
Extreme Rules bullshit?
No, not the Fiend. The Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that with the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just to cut into the news a second here, Seth kicked out of a coup de grace. Just on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, nice to know you, Finn. Sexy, handsome Finn.
What a waste of time that was.
Oh, it's a good job he's so handsome.
Yeah, and
cool.
shredded.
And so cool. He's so cool.
With your new tattoos, who do you think you are?
You know what? You know how I found out about his tattoos?
Go on.
I didn't realise this. I follow the artists that does them on Instagram, and I was like, has he tagged Finn Balor in that? And then I flicked through, I was like, oh my God, it's Finn Balor. He's got all those faces on his arm. Stop being so cool.
Get Finn over again. That's all I can say, because he deserves it. I want him to have one more title run. He's never going to have one now.
What, the main event?
Well, just one more run with the title. Because he's only held the title for a day.
I can see
his whole time on the main roster.
I can see him with, IC.
Yeah, that, but I want a world title run out of him.
Like him with a feud against Braun. Because his abs are so rock solid.
Yeah.
Braun's going to run into him and just bounce off, and Finn's going to be like, yeah, what?
It's like trying to spear a mountain.
Yeah, it will be. A big bumpy mountain.
Ridiculous. What? Yeah, right. Anyway, the Women's Chamber match. The winner will face... Tiffy's not the champion. Who's the champion on the other brand? Oh my God, my mind's gone blank. Who is it? Rhea. It's Rhea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I still thought it was Liv for half a second.
Yeah,
but Liv's in the match.
Fucking hell, that's bad, isn't
it?
And we do a wrestling podcast.
I know, insane. But we have Liv Morgan facing Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss and Bayley and Naomi and Roxanne Perez. And one of them is facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
There's one obvious but annoying choice, and then a bunch that would be good, but I don't see happening.
It can't be Liv.
That's why I think they might just run it back again. Bianca's tied up in a different storyline.
Yeah.
Alexa's a very good choice, but I don't know if they would do it yet.
Have they done that a few times?
Maybe, really early on. But we could run that back. Bayley would be a good choice. She's not really doing anything storyline-wise, I don't think. But they'd have to turn her heel.
Easily done.
Bayley's been heel. Didn't need to go back. He was in like a heel Damage Control like just over a year ago.
Oh, God, yeah.
Naomi, same issue with Bianca Belair. And then Roxanne Perez, who's fresh on the roster and isn't going to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So it's Liv or Alexa for me.
You know what? I'm going to go Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
The pop she got at the Rumble, biggest pop of the night. I think they might try and capitalise on that. Unless she ends up doing something spooky. Wyatt 6 flavoured.
Definitely possible for some spooky shenanigans, but again, they'd have to turn her heel. And I don't see that happening.
I don't think if she joined or did something with Wyatt 6, they'd have to turn her heel. Well, I think it would turn the Wyatt 6 face.
It's purely for the fact of she'll be facing Rhea. You don't want a face versus face match at WrestleMania.
Oh shit! Didn't even think of that. Yeah,
I'm going with Morgan because she makes the most sense of this group, and I hate that I have to predict that, and they're going to run it back again after the year of storyline we've had, where it concluded at the first Raw on Netflix.
See, Bliss or Perez. That's a Mania match because you can't get more David and Goliath.
And you're someone who hates Roxanne Perez.
I don't hate her. I just don't find her. She's a good wrestler. Like there's no denying that. I just don't find her as like a credible champion. Mm-hmm. It's just, and her face annoys me. It's like, but I think that's what she's trying to do. It's like a smug expression. She's always like, "I've got the belt," and like. You and me both work in retail. We've seen a million people like that a day. And it's
of course.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
Feel free to cut that.
Are you sticking with Alexa?
Yeah.
Okay, I will stick with Morgan, and we've finally differed on something. Here's one where we might differ, because there are many different ways this can go.
Look at that.
We have the men's Elimination Chamber match, where the winner will face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. We have John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Seth freaking Rollins, and Logan Paul is also there as well.
This is a tough one. This is really tough. The only thing I know for sure is Logan Paul is going to do something probably very athletic and impressive off the top of a cell, and no one's going to give a shit.
No.
And then hopefully Seth stomps him from the top of a pod.
I think those 5 people in the ring are also going to make Logan look real fucking good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if no one's going to care, because the 5 people around him, they're real good at making people look real good.
I'm going to let you go first.
Thanks. Let's talk through this. Logan Paul's not winning. It's the only definite in this match, I think. This presumably will be the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. That's what I'm assuming going into this. I think...
I know what you're going to say.
Well, there's only 2 here. There's only 2 viable choices here. And they are Cena and Punk. Cena versus Cody would be the only possible match for this WrestleMania where it could be face versus face. I think that's the only match that could possibly happen to make that work. Purely because there would be so much on the line. With Punk, I think there's too much tied up storyline-wise. You've got the stuff with McIntyre, the stuff with Rollins, the stuff with Reigns. There's gonna be a Mania match in there somewhere for all 4 of them to get involved in.
Yeah.
Fuck knows what Priest is gonna do, but I don't think he's winning this match. I think it has to be Cena. That's the main event of WrestleMania, I think. And the stakes are going to be high because it's your biggest babyface versus someone on their retirement tour about to break a record. You don't know who you want to win.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Okay.
I also think if Cody hasn't turned heel by Mania, he's turning heel at Mania.
God. Has anyone turned heel at Mania, like, in that scale since Steve Austin?
I was just... Well, funny you should say that, because I think it's going to tie in with The Rock, and it will be a handshake with the Rock, maybe.
Shaking hands with the devil?
Yeah, and then Cody turns
final
heel.
boss. Jesus Christ, okay. Yeah.
Because I think for this, Cody's been a really good champion, but I think he's learned his lesson from AEW, where you can't be squeaky clean for too long without people turning on you.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to let people organically start hating him. I think there'll be a definitive, now I'm heel, now hate me.
Mm-hmm. I think
the trouble with Cody is he's such a good face of the company.
Yeah.
And he's such a good PR person. Once you turn him heel, you lose all of that.
Yeah, that is true, but I think Roman's going to slot into that.
Roman could, Punk could, which is bizarre to say.
That is bizarre.
Cena.
I think you could quite easily
Rollins
swap them. Yeah, Rollins could. They don't quite... those two are sort of in their own league, I think, which is why they've main evented the last 2 WrestleManias in a row. I think Reigns could slot into that company face guy.
Yeah.
And Cody could also almost kind of become the big bad and go full Homelander, like everyone's wanted him to for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it was after the ladder match with Owens, and he was showing signs of being a cocky heel, leaving up the ramp and then coming back down to celebrate above Owens, and it was very much like, look at what I've done.
Yeah.
And it's there. It's going to happen.
I could see it the Raw after Mania.
As long as it's not a you people promo.
Yeah, well, I think...
That's just lazy.
Here's what I would want to happen. I'd want it to sort of be in the realm of when Brock turned heel on him.
Mm-hmm.
So they set up like a match for the Raw after Mania, and Cody essentially attacks someone.
Yeah.
Because it's the Raw after Mania, they'll make it a big deal. It'll be a nice big name, and then Cody snaps, and that closes out the show.
Yeah, could work, couldn't it?
But yeah, we agree on that, John Cena.
John Cena.
And that is our Elimination Chamber predictions. If you take a little peruse at the news.
Something happened.
Yeah.
On AEW.
Well, we're talking Dynamite or Collision.
What? I don't know what show it was on, but that weird thing with Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, and I forgot her name. Megan. Is it
Bain?
Megan Bain?
Yes, Megan Bain.
She's tall.
Yeah.
6'1", apparently.
They really like her at the moment.
Big lady. Yeah, what I said I wanted to talk about it to you, didn't I? And you were like, "Oh, keep it a surprise." No, you've got to see it.
Yeah.
You've got to see it for it to make sense.
It was something. You want to explain exactly what went down?
So, Megan Bain had just beaten Statlander in the ring. They were doing a sort of beat-down thing, Megan and Penelope were. And Thunder Rosa comes out to make the save with a chair. And the heels just no-sell the fact she's got a chair. Thunder Rosa has to pretend to swing, and they just no-sell the swing. Mm-hmm. And then Penelope tries to grab the... It's all very... It looked to me like they were trying to make Thunder Rosa look stupid. But they've just made the entire company look stupid. And Poor Chris Statlander had to lie in the ring and sell the effects of a match and watch this crap go on. Go to NXT immediately.
Might be a nail in the coffin, we'll see.
Because why are they beating Chris Statlander? Like, I know Megan Payne's new and they want to get her over. How many people are on that roster? She could have beaten Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
Like, for all I care. You know what I mean? Anybody on the Peter Avalon.
Yeah.
Just anybody.
I think you just listed 2 people who aren't on the roster anymore.
What? Okay. John Silver.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just fucking somebody.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, or Camille. I don't know. Like, just... But yeah, I think AEW now is slowly becoming like WCW.
Oh, let's not.
And the famous phrase from WCW in the later days was inmates running the asylum.
Yep.
And to me, that's what that looked like. It's either that or the people in the ring were so inexperienced that they just have no idea what to do. Thunder Rose has always been like a weird one in AEW where she always seems to... Drama seems to just follow her. But there was that match with Ivelisse.
All right.
Where Ivelisse was just no-selling Thunder Rosa. And there's that bit where Thunder Rosa's got her in a submission where it's, I think it's like an arm lock. And Ivelisse is just brushing her hair out of her face and just completely no-selling it. But also Ivelisse has got a history of no-selling people and just being a backstage menace. I think.
Yeah, okay.
Because Ivelisse is great. She should be wrestling on a main... on TV somewhere. But I think just backstage issues. Outside of like Lucha Underground, I don't think she's done particularly much.
Well, I guess time will tell on that.
But I think they're trying to phase Thunder Rosa out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It might be going that way.
Which is a shame. Didn't make me want to watch AEW anymore, I can tell you that.
Okay, so going through Raw, they're running back Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship.
Kai beat Ivy Nile?
Yep.
Don't beat Ivy Nile. She should be the IC champion. I love Ivy Nile. She's great. That video of her at the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Where she comes out.
Yeah.
And she's just sprinting like a Terminator. And the crowd are chanting, "You suck," to her music. And every time they do, she's like, "No, I don't! You suck! No, I don't!" Brilliant. Love it. Put the title on her now. Yeah,
I think it was down to, if I remember rightly, it was down to a messed up interference. That's right. What caused Ivy to lose. So okay. It wasn't one of those. But yeah, Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria, maybe they'll actually give her the belt this time, but to remember that match, I think that's the only reason why.
That women's IC belt hasn't done much, has it? Like, Lyra's not done much with it.
No, but...
It should be a workhorse belt. I guess that's not Lyra's fault, is it? It should be more prominently featured.
No,
I think.
That's very true. But I think Chelsea's just really, really good at making the most of her opportunity. I think that's the difference.
I know. You can't compare those belts because putting that belt on Chelsea Green was one of the best things they've ever done.
Yeah, for the women's division this year. Certainly has been. Next up, I'm going to make a small prediction here. They are definitely lining up for a multi-man match at Mania for the IC title, I think. It seems that way. Penta and Pete Dunne had a match. Ludwig Kaiser interfered and Penta won. They all started brawling after the fact. Then you had a section with AJ Styles and Bron Breakker.
Sorry.
Did you see this?
I like the way it says, Penta and Pete Dunne had a hell of a match. Obviously.
Yeah.
Does that need to be said? Look who's in that match.
But then we had a section with AJ Styles and Bron Breakker. And Dom Mysterio was also there.
Just sorry.
I don't know why Dom was there.
I've just read that other sentence, and all of it is hilarious. While Bron's logic is a little meh, sorry, he's a Steiner. AJ Styles is old, therefore I want to defeat him. That is the most Steiner thing.
Yeah, but they cut their promos on each other. I think Bron went to spear AJ. AJ moved and Bron speared Dom instead. Yes, this is why I wanted to talk about it. You know now. AJ threw Bron out the ring. Bron rips his top off, throws it at AJ, and AJ catches it like it's nothing.
Yeah, it was like when Brock threw the microphone at Roman and he just went,
That was way cooler, let's be honest.
And then winked.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have my wife.
Yeah, but like...
I'm never going to compete.
But,
well, I don't think that was planned.
No, not at all.
Because you couldn't have done that if it had been planned. No. You know what the world is like.
Just a perfect
right, Bron's going to throw his thing at you and you've got to catch it. Fuck off.
Well, you can tell by the way he just catches it because he like puts his hand up and it just happens to hit his hand. He's like, well, I've got this now.
It doesn't even move. Oh, cool as fuck.
Yeah, real fucking cool. And then we closed out with Roxanne winning a match to get to the chamber, which involved interference from Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Naomi.
Oh, it was against Raquel, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And everyone seems to believe that Liv was the one that attacked Jade, which is why this is sort of circulating the way that it is. So Bianca and Naomi are both blaming Liv for what happened. And I think we can guess it was either Bianca or Naomi that actually did it. But who, we shall see. We might find out at the chamber or just after the chamber. But
yeah, they need to start running that, don't they? I think Bianca Jade is the Mania match.
Yeah, assuming Jade's cleared to do so, because it's not been made official, and we'll see how that goes. And then Gunther had a bit of a tiff with Pat McAfee.
Who wrote this?
I don't know. Not me. I can tell you that for nothing.
It's obvious Raquel and Liv didn't assault Jade. It's more obvious than Sean Connery's disguised as a Japanese man.
And you only live twice. What a comparison to make.
Whoever wrote this.
Anyway. Yeah, Gunther had a bit of a tiff with Pat McAfee.
Oh, it's Cage Siders, is it?
Yeah, it's Cage Siders.
Okay.
Gunther
done.
Gunther started calling out Pat McAfee for the stuff he was saying about him last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat just really tried to play it cool, and he couldn't because he had to act scared. He was like, I think Jay could beat you at WrestleMania, because that was Gunther's question. Was, do you think Jay will beat me at WrestleMania? And he's like, I hope he can. And then he went to attack Pat McAfee, and Jay makes the interference but security were also there as well to stop Jay from making the attack, not to stop Gunther attacking Pat McAfee, the technically not cleared wrestler, but for Jay to stop Jay from attacking Gunther instead.
I reckon Pat and Gunther will have a match at one point, and Gunther will kill him.
We might kill him.
They've had a weird feud thing for a while. The one I think about is when it was ages ago, wasn't it? I think Gunther was still IC champion, and McAfee was yeeting on top of the announce table, and Gunther stops and looks at him, and he goes, "Oh!" Just gets off the table and sits down. Long-term storytelling, you see.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, that was everything in terms of Raw.
Yeah, The Rock's become a Dark Souls final boss, has he?
I guess so.
Did he say, "I want your soul"?
Yeah. Which is... apparently, backstage, a lot of this was not planned, so Rock's just been, "I want in," and they've gone no further into planning it. I don't know what they were planning with Cody, but they've had to squeeze The Rock into this.
I couldn't tell. Cody being the professional, just like, "Oh, it's my soul." Yes, sir.
Yes, soul.
Maybe that's what The Rock gave Cody all those...
Could have been.
months ago.
There it
Here's
is.
your soul. I will want it back.
I want your soul. I think that might be... Yeah, you might be onto something in terms of turning him heel here. That might be what it is. Selling his soul to the devil, if you will.
Do you remember one of my predictions for this year? Cinematic matches will come back and someone gets killed off. Mm-hmm. They could kill off Cody and we get an evil Cody clone.
That could happen. That could happen. I could roll with that.
I mean, it's not.
No. But
it'll be like Cody comes back as... what's J.K. Simmons called in Invincible?
Omni-Man.
Yeah, he comes back as like an Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Just can't beat him.
Brings the mustache back.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's all falling into place now.
I don't know if I'm okay with that. Jimmy Uso beat Drew McIntyre. That's Both Uso brothers pinning Drew McIntyre in singles competition in consecutive weeks.
Oh, surprise roll-up. Yeah, okay.
Both with surprise roll-ups.
I mean, it's the deadliest finisher in all of pro wrestling.
Of course, yeah. Silly me. But yeah, I think they're trying to bring out that Mad Drew again, even though he's been Mad Drew most of the year.
It's a slow burn that's become a slower burn, hasn't it? Where if you keep making him lose and keep making him lose, he's going to get madder and madder and madder.
He's going to absolutely snap.
Yeah.
R-Truth had quite a showing, actually, on SmackDown. Did you see any of the stuff R-Truth did?
I haven't seen anything.
So, this week's episode of SmackDown took place in New Orleans, Louisiana. Louisiana, as a state, as all states are, so they're shortened to 2 letters. Mm-hmm. Louisiana is L.A. R-Truth took the liberty of introducing Louisiana Night.
Amazing. So what's Los Angeles?
Oh, it's just a city. It's in California.
Right, you are.
Yeah. So, we also seem to have got another tag team form, which I love the name of, but I'm not sure I love the rest of it. Mellow Don't Miz. Yeah. I love it. It's so stupid, and that's why I love it. But
it's better than Show Miz.
Yeah, that is true. But they lost to Truth and Knight on SmackDown. Truth counted his own pin at the same time the ref did. Keep that man employed forever.
Yeah.
If he can keep coming up with gold like this.
He's so good.
He's too good for his own good. That's the problem. Have him be general manager somewhere.
Oh, no.
Please.
No, that would get very old very fast.
It depends how often they brought him out. Not every week, but every so often.
It's silly humour, and I think silly humour is best sparingly, and I don't think he's quite got the seriousness to do it. Like, well, I think of like Sheriff Austin.
Okay.
It's stone cold.
Yeah,
like he can be serious, but he can also come out in a little golf cart with a cowboy hat on and be really silly. But and Regal, when Regal was general manager.
Yeah, okay.
Him and Tajiri.
Yeah.
That was used sparingly. But also he was a very good general manager. Think
of the year Truth has had. I mean, he was part of the Judgment Day and came up with like the Tom and Nick Mysterio and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then he kicked Damian Priest out.
Yep, and then he had that weird thing with when he was with Miz, and he kept mixing up Triple H into Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah. He did a hot tag in the Rumble.
Yeah. Keep him going. He's got these creative ideas. Let him run with them. Every week, all the time. Have it be the R-Truth show.
Pretty Deadly. Are they going to push?
Yes, Pretty Deadly are getting a push. I think they're setting up for another multi-man match, I think. I think you're going to have Pretty Deadly, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and the Street Profits.
Yeah.
In a tag match for at Mania, hopefully, but if not, the SmackDown before Mania.
I love the Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. They've not really caught fire in WWE. And it's good that they're there. It's good that people are finally seeing them, but it should have happened 15 years ago.
Well,
they'd have been one of the biggest tag teams ever.
This boils down to the problem you brought up a few moments ago, is that the tag division is just not booked as it should be.
Yeah.
It's all weekly TV.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they were lucky to get a match on the Rumble card.
Yeah.
But it's not like we don't care. It's just one of those things.
Everything else in WWE has managed to be elevated. So belts feel important now.
Yep.
Even singles feuds that don't have belts. Punk, McIntyre.
Yeah.
As the way it feels, it's must watch. And Triple H or whoever hasn't done that with the tag division yet. It could happen. I hope it happens. But the tag division feels the same as when it was under the old regime.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But we'll see what happens, because I'd like to see it.
Yeah,
I mean, Machine Guns at Mania, that's going to be a mad sight. That's going to be surreal, that is.
Especially when they're followed by the other 3 teams as well. Because I'm assuming it'll be a fatal 4-way match of some kind, whether it's like ladder or if there's another stipulation, we'll see. But that's really what they're gunning for, I think.
Mm.
We'll talk about one thing in NXT is that we finally got a new name for the newest addition to the NXT roster. One Ricky Saints, as he will now be called. I don't mind it.
I got a theory as to why.
Go on.
Jade Cargill came in as Jade Cargill. Lexis King, I think that was his idea, wasn't it?
They were never going to have him be a Pillman, I don't think. His name.
But a couple of, like, Penta's still got the same presentation.
Yep.
Same name, all of that. I think with Ricky Starks, there's been talk of backstage heat and not getting on with creative and all sorts from AEW. Like, he was, like, when you look at it from an outsider's point of view, there's got to be a reason why a guy that talented wasn't used on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's personal issues. Maybe it's, not getting on board with the creative, not being a team player.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they might have gone, right, we're going to have a little slight change of your name just to test the waters and see how he reacts to that.
Right.
And if that's the case, him going, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think he's passed the test and they've gone, okay, maybe there is something with this guy.
It's certainly possible that you're right, but I think the easier and more sensible reason is that there's already someone on the roster with the name Stark.
Yeah, he did an interview, Ricky Starks, and I can't remember the interview and I can't remember what he said, but he spoke about the name change and the way he worded it, he made it seem like it wasn't his idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it came across. It didn't come across as bitchy or bad, but the way he said it was kind of like, yeah, that's going to be the new name moving forwards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so close to Starks, it's going to take some getting used to.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon there's going to be a couple of commentary slips calling him Ricky Starks.
Probably, yeah, by quite a few people. But that's the main talking point of NXT, that's for sure. Cause,
it's a good name. It's a tribute to New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it?
Where he's from. But there you go.
And it's a name, it sounds really stupid, but it's a name you can see holding a belt. Ricky Saints. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds good. But he's got the trademark to his own name.
Yeah, so
which again made me think like it could be a test.
There's one more thing I want to discuss AEW wise. It's about Collision. Did you see who they've got coming to the AEW shows and presumably will be announced as All Elite in the coming weeks?
Is it Josh Alexander?
No,
I don't know.
But shall I point you to the screen? Speedball Mike Bailey will appear on AEW television at some point soon. So I'm assuming it's just a matter of time before he is All Elite.
Can't wait to see 10 matches with him and Ricochet.
And Ospreay.
Aye.
I have to confess, because I'm not really, in recent years, haven't been much of a TNA guy. Never seen a Mike Bailey match. I've heard he's fucking fantastic, but I haven't seen anything yet.
If you like that style of wrestling, then yeah, he's great. He's a phenomenal athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll slot right into AEW.
Yeah, in that kind of division.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think AEW is the kind of promotion that would benefit from a cruiserweight title.
I was trying to think how many belts they have. Yeah, just
too
many.
Stick
another one in. Yeah,
the answer is too
not?
many, but I think fuck off the international championship and have that instead.
Yeah, because it seems to be the lighter wrestlers that don't get used as much.
Yeah.
So I think it could have something to at least put them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be good, actually.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue that AEW has, is putting people on TV. I think if Tony falls out with you got a different issue. But for the people they have, they do tend to show up on TV. And if they don't, they're gone pretty quickly afterwards.
Yeah. No, that'd be good. Yeah.
Very much looking forward to it. Might actually see a Speedball Mike Bailey match once he turns up.
Rumours are Josh Alexander's going over as well.
That is also true. I have heard that, which is disappointing for you because you were begging for him to turn up in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, this could be like one of the first like free agents of like the Triple H versus AEW era that hasn't picked NXT WWE, because Stephanie Vaquer lost out on, AEW lost out on Stephanie Vaquer, didn't they?
Yeah.
She wrestled for AEW. They tried to sign her, and WWE went, "We want you as well." And she went, "Actually, I want to go over there."
Mm-hmm.
Having already did she wrestle Mercedes?
I think she had a match. I can't remember who she faced.
Yeah. So that was a big loss,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously since they've lost Penta and Saints, I'm gonna try and make a conscious effort to say that.
It took a while with Gunther, so
Yeah.
we got there eventually. We'll go with this one. I've just realised there's one more thing I forgot to talk about in regards to NXT. Did you see who turned up to confront Obafemi?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Moose turned up.
He's done it the other way as well. So
Yep.
Oba's gone over to NXT to save the Hardys. Was it? If I
Yeah,
remember,
we're going to get a champion versus champion match. We know who's winning, but we're going to get a champion versus champion match, and I reckon it'll be a barnstormer.
Yeah, big meaty men slapping all the meat.
Yes, that's what we come here
What
for.
a weird feud though, like the NXT champion versus the X Division champion. Really strange.
Yeah, but it works.
And that might be, since this whole NXT TNA crossover, that someone of actual merit has gone over to NXT. Because before they were sending over like B, C list people.
Well, you did get like Hendry pretty regularly.
That was TNA to NXT.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant.
No, the other way round.
Right.
Because I didn't see what I didn't see what TNA were getting out of this arrangement. Because, I mean, TNA was sending Joe Hendry, they were sending Jordan Grace, their biggest stars. And then NXT was sending, like, Tatum Paxley. And, you know, it was like, what are you getting out of this? But now Obafemi's gone over. Like,
I think who else would really make
Sol
a bit of a splash?
Sol Ruka went over. Cora Jade went over.
A lot of the women have, really.
Just waiting on that Styles appearance.
Paige could go over as well. You talked about the North, was it, before? So
but Josh Alexander's.
the time's passed, but
that's the thing. See?
strike while that iron is hot. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we wrap up? Perfect. Well, thank you very much for watching or listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast. Give us a like, a comment, a subscribe. Rate us on Spotify if that's where you're listening. Let us know what you think of the episode. Until next time.
Bye.